Okay, so this is week 6 of measuring my goal. Well, a lot has happened technically with school and then the applications, but so far all the applications, everything is done in terms of my personal info, family info, FOSFA check, everything is done, and all I have to do right now is work on the personal statement which and the resume, which is what a lot of the schools have different requirements for. So I'm trying to piece together every 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 school requirement. So I have a master resume and a CV with everything I have done in my entire life listed. And so far, each school has different requirements. Like one has a wants to know team like anything that involves you working with a team, leadership, all that stuff, which I put sports down. And one school wants only scientific research, so that's why I put only the scientific stuff in terms of shadowing, volunteering, and yeah, so that's just been difficult so far. And we had a small scare for one school because one school was very vague on when the due date was, and I thought the due date for the fall semester for one of the schools I really wanted to go to was in November 1st, which happened 3 days ago, but that was only for the spring 2020. No, it's not spring. What was it? Spring? It's no spring 2019 cohort or today, yeah, 2020. My bad, correction, 2020 cohort. So it was just it was just not specific at all. So then I emailed them, and so did my advisor. We were working on the personal statements, and we just found out that that school has a due date in April for the year I want to enter. So that was a big major relief. I was freaking out for the past this whole week on trying to complete all the requirements for it, but then yeah, that's pretty much like the big get go. And the schools that required what I was going to study for my last semester at my current school, they wanted to know the classes, but I didn't know what classes I was going to take because of I didn't have my advisement and my academic advisement meeting with my advisor. So I just recently did that this week on Thursday on Halloween, and I got all that done. So now I know all the stuff I need to do to complete the last, I think, portions of some of the schools that require the info for the next semester, which I think is the three. And so far, everything in terms of everything going right, there's only the applications that are going right, personal statement, everything like that. I just have my stuff on point in terms of completing the application. But the only thing that's going wrong is that the GRE, since some schools recommend that I take it and put it on my application, I haven't had time to study for it, and my test date is on December 6th, and today is November 4th. So I have a month, at least a month, a little bit more than a month, to study and gather my materials done. But I had just spoken with a couple of my friends and some of the what I would say teachers and other people that I collaborated with about how the GRE is so far. I thought people that I personally thought were smart were gonna get above like a 300, but I found out that they're just like me. There's some of them don't have a strong background in either math or the verbal, and a lot of them are first generation students, so they all have that language barrier, which is what I'm a little afraid of. So I just have to get on that after this coming week, which I have another midterm for one of the classes I am in. So once I get that done on Tuesday, that's when I'm gonna jump right onto the GRE book, get through the review book of all the information I need for the GRE, and start practicing and start doing a practice test every weekend to prepare myself for the GRE, the real thing. And I'm not gonna lie, the GRE is not as threatening because it's literally a fourth of the time of the MCAT, and I took many MCAT practice half lengths and full length, so it's not that I'm stressed about being fatiguing during the test. It's more about me not in understanding the English portion, which is the vocabulary and they just pretty much teach you all the words that you never heard of or don't ever use in the real world. So that's just the real thing. And things I need to tweak a little better is just like I said, I need to just as soon as I finish my midterms, study for the GRE, and also prepare for finals that are coming up since this semester could be my I think my third semester of getting nonstop A's, so I want to get that GPA as high as I can. And yeah, so far it's just more of an eternal reward knowing that I'm completing it and doing it for myself. And it is gonna feel good knowing that I get into some of the schools that I applied for, even though they're highly competitive, such as the USC, Keck of Medicine. So that's the one school I really want to get into. That's my number one school. So as if I'm able to just persist and be and have a determined mindset, I will succeed in the semester and hopefully get an A the next semester and hopefully stay in California for my master's program, aka or medical school. So yeah, next week I hopefully will have, let's just say, the first GRE book done, which pretty much gives me info on it, like how to strategically attack certain portions of the exam, all the equations I need to remember, all that stuff. And I'm a pretty fast reader, so I can get through that book in a week or two. So hopefully, I already started, like I'm already a quarter of the way done. So, and that was only like in 3 days, and that was with family and studying for other stuff. So I can get it done. But I just forgot that I have a camping trip for class that is mandatory. It says the field studies. So maybe I can take some time over there to also study for it. But in the end, I got this. I got it. I got it. Yeah. So that's pretty much all of this week's information.